Hello everybody and welcome back to Space Engine. My goodness, I've been meaning to do a video for a while, but I've been very busy as of late with video game development stuff. I'm sure you all can understand. So we're gonna get right into it, I suppose. Boop. This is apparently an interesting Terra with a similar moon to our own, minus a few orbital parameters. Okay, go away. Alright. Yeah, I suppose that's pink. He mentioned pink life. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to determine what that looks like to me. I guess pink's the best description. I don't know, colorblind, so I can't see purple, but I can generally see pink. Looks kind of like it looks kind of like a muted kind of reddy blue, so I'm gonna say pink. Alright, where's this moon I heard so much about? There you are. Because I like moons. I like our moon. Yeah, I can see the resemblance. Oop. Okay, I need to, settle down. Alright, I mean, yeah, I'm used to, screwing around in the Unity engine, which you hold down the middle mouse button to move things around. So, yeah. Yeah, this is definitely a moon. It looks kind of like ours. It has a bit of an atmosphere, which is odd, but, well, I guess it isn't that odd. Some moons have atmospheres. Triton has an atmosphere. It's an incredibly thin atmosphere, but it is thick enough that clouds can form. There's pictures from Voyager of Triton and a very thin cloud just above the limb. It's kind of cool. I'll put it up here. So moons can have thin atmospheres. Well, that's kind of nifty. Oop. I broke something. Nope. Alright. Up next is a randomly generated nebula, planetary nebula. And I was asked if such things should have randomly generated white dwarfs, like procedurally generated. Go away. Well, I would assume so. Like, if I had to answer that, I'd probably say yeah. Because not all white dwarfs are the same, so it would make sense that there would be a different one in each nebula. This is a cube. But where is its white dwarf? That is the next question. Supernova remnant. Well, actually, I don't know if there would be a white dwarf. Well, actually, no, supernovas can produce white dwarfs. The bigger ones usually produce, black holes or neutron stars, but smaller ones can do white dwarfs. Okay, well, that looks more round and nice, but it looks very much like a cube over here. What's this? Some companions. Neighboring stars. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, I would assume that there should be procedurally generated white dwarfs and whatnot. I don't see why there wouldn't be. I guess they're all fairly similar, but yeah, no, each star is different, especially in its metallicity, so... Oh, okay. Right then, I was also asked to go to the brightest black hole in the game, which is theoretically over here. So we're gonna do that. Boop. My goodness. Is that a black... Yeah, that is a black hole. Why is it so bright? It kind of contradicts the whole black hole thing. Well, I guess, a black hole can be bright in the sense that... Oh, no, because, unless you count Hawking radiation as... I guess it's an emittive thing, so you could count that as being bright. But in terms of just visible light, I have no idea why this black hole would be so damn bright. Unless it was devouring something, and then you get these, massive jets of radiation out of the poles that are technically bright. Like, quasars and whatnot. So I guess that makes sense. Right, so I asked a question, and then disproved myself, and answered the question myself. Alright, cool. But no, that is indeed a black hole. Can I speed this up? Ooh, I can turn the exposure down to actually see it. Right then, where's the time? It's just very fast. Like, that's normal speed. What the hell? Turn the exposure back up. So that's what it looks like, huh? Hmm. I like the how the gravity's infinite. That's a nice touch. I appreciate that, space engine. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. I like that a lot. And apparently this last place I was asked to go to is a very interesting neutron star. Come on, game. Don't do this to me. Alright. Control V. Object not found. You sure about that? How about that? Ah, there we go. There's a space there. Sorry, I'm being a little distracted. My goldfish is worrying me. He hasn't been eating properly the last couple of days. I don't know if he's just being finicky, or if he has a rock stuck in his throat, or if he's sick. I have to watch him for the next couple of days. So yeah, I've just been kind of worried about him. But I'll try to actually pay attention to more on here. This most certainly is a neutron star. Some nice gravitational lensing going on there. Whoop. Oh, no, it's still there. I like that, you know? I always like objects that gravitationally lens severely, so neutron stars are cool. Black holes are fun. I guess white dwarfs would also lens to a degree. That's actually a good question. Would a white dwarf have enough gravity to lens, like to visually lens light the same way a neutron star or a black hole would? I don't actually know. 'Cause I know they're very, very dense and they have high gravity. But would they? That's a question I do not know. I'll have to ask somebody who does know, because again, I'm not a scientist. As much as I like to think of myself as one, I'm technically not. So, that's cool. I like that. What kind of info do we got on this thing? No, I want to look at the neutron star, not the black hole. There we go. Oh my god, it has planets. I like how the little thing's animated too. That's kind of cool. But no, information. No, I don't. Info. Oof. Alright. Yeah, it just spins very fast. That's to be expected, I suppose. Neutron stars generally spin very fast, because like when a star collapses, kind of like how a skater, if they bring their arms in while they're spinning, they spin faster. Same kind of thing. As the mass collapses on the star, its interior spins faster, and faster and faster and faster, and you get just all that angular momentum. So when the neutron star is formed, it has all that pent-up angular momentum, and it just spins really fast. Same with black holes, actually, and white dwarfs. They do the same thing. It won't tell me what its day is. I guess because it is a star, kind of. Density. Oh, it's only twice as heavy as the sun, or 2 and a bit as massive as the sun, I should say. 31 kilometers. You think about that. That's a 31-kilometer object. That's denser than the sun. Like, it takes to drive to there's a city that my dad lives in, Medicine Hat. It's west of Calgary, where I live. It's about 3 hours to drive there, and it's about, oh, I forget, 100 and something kilometers? Either way, this pulsar could fit, actually multiple ones could fit between here and there, and it's immensely dense, so that kind of gives you an idea. It's crazy. I like neutron stars. Actually, I like magnetars. They're my favorite object, because they're just so... They're basically a neutron star that has a gravitational field so strong that simply being near it can kill you. And that's just amazing. Or if they're crusts move. Like if they have like, I guess you can call it like an earthquake, or not an earthquake, but a quake on its surface where the crust deforms by even just like a few centimeters. Just that sheer amount of energy released can actually like be detected, or it can be detected from like thousands of light years away, and can actually kill things within hundreds of light, or well, I think like maybe dozens of light years. It's crazy. Like it's just the sheer amount of energy you can get from these things. Alright then. Well, I guess we can just now bumble around and look for stuff. What's this? A blue supergiant. That sounds like fun. Have any planets? No? What about you? This looks like the Pleiades. It's like kind of like a an open cluster. That isn't the Pleiades, is it? Oh, it's Rigel. What? Rigel? I found Rigel? Oh, I did find Rigel. Okay, cool. I like Rigel. Which means that could be the... Hang on. That's a nebula. Flame Nebula. That's the Orion Nebula. So this isn't the Pleiades. This is... I'm like... Yeah, I'm in the, I'm in a pretty I'm in a known locale. I have pictures of the Orion Nebula that I take myself. This shit's cool. Oh, I love it. What are you? A nebula? How about you? I like nebulas. Diffuse. What's that? Ooh, another nebula. Oh, that's fun. But yeah, no, oof, I suppose I can talk about other things. Like my game, for example. It's been out for a couple weeks, and I'm actually quite surprised by how well it's been doing. I wasn't expecting it to actually go anywhere, but I am actually working on the next update for it. It's going to be a pretty big update. I'm going to be including some new environments, and I'm also adding and fixing a whole bunch of crap throughout it. I might get to the pause menu, because I hate the pause menu, but I'm not sure. It's not like a crucial change, so I'm kind of putting it off because I'm lazy. But there's a whole lot of stuff to it that I'm adding, a whole bunch of little fixes, little updates. I've replaced a whole bunch of the stand-in assets that I didn't like from various environments with ones that I custom made myself, so that's kind of fun. So it actually feels more like I actually developed it and didn't just like asset drop. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. It'll probably come out, I don't know, a couple weeks. So it's gonna be like a December update. I want it to be holiday-y, so yeah, it'll show up soon. If anybody here who watches this has my game, thank you. But yeah, it'll be updated, and it's gonna continue to be updated as time goes on. When it leaves early access, I'm probably gonna start developing my next game. Or at least my next publishable one. I have other ones that I've made that didn't really go anywhere. Like, for example, the first quote-unquote game that I made was... It was a number of years ago. Oh, when was it? It was a while ago, but it was basically... I was playing around with making... It was when I first started doing Unity. Nope. And I was playing around with environments, and I made a desert environment. Info. And, oh, cool. And I made it, and then I was like, oh, I can do something with this. So I started adding stuff to it. I added in a story, a menu, and some stuff you could do in it. Like, it was supposed to be kind of like a game, kind of like Myst, where it was like a mystery puzzle game. And, you go around, like you could like find these little tablets you pick up, you could read them, and it had a story. It was very basic, because I only got as far as the first environment, but I remember it had an opening cinematic. It was a space thing, and when you clicked on the start, it would do like this pan around, where like the camera was panning over a map, and it would like kind of show my name, the publisher that I made up at the time that I was using, and then Unity, and then the title of the game, and then a little button you could click to start. and I was actually quite proud of that. But I don't have the assets for it anymore. I don't even have screen caps for it anymore. I did on Facebook, but I recently went through and cleaned out Facebook, and I lost them. So yeah, no, it's gone. But it was a patchwork of C# and JavaScript, so I couldn't actually use it if I still had it anyways, because Unity only does C# now. So, and then after that, I started developing Cosmic Ocean, which was that game. I made a video of it here a while ago. It doesn't exist anymore. But same kind of thing. I got as far as making a solar system you could fly around in, and then gave up on it because it was dumb. And then I didn't do anything for the longest time, and then I started making Go Outside Simulator because I was bored. And then I also made a horror game. Well, kind of a horror game. It was more of an experiment. I still have it, and I haven't even finished it. It's just sitting on my computer. But it's just an environment that I was trying to make something that was kind of spooky, but with there's no actual danger or spookiness in it. It's all in your head. I might finish that and actually publish it, because I was basically just using the brain as the main drive of the game. So it didn't try to force you to be scary. There aren't jump scares, there aren't monsters, there aren't audio cues. Well, actually there are some, but it's mostly just it makes your brain think something bad's happening, and it kind of lies to you, and it uses the brain's kind of like going down, like when you were young and you were walking up the stairs from the basement when it was dark, and you walk up the first few steps and then you run up the rest because your brain tricks you. I was kind of basically going off of that, so it was more of an experiment at the time to see if I could incite anxiety in people, and I still have it. It's entirely made in C# and it's up to date with Unity, so I can finish it at any time. I probably should just make it a free thing that you can download and play with. But the game I was thinking of doing next, I have two ideas, and much like Go Outside Simulator, both of them have a gimmick to them. One of them was, I kind of thought of the idea a while ago. There's basically a bathyscaphe simulator. I've mentioned bathyscaphs before, but I did like 3 KSP videos on them, but basically they were deep sea submarines that were very slow moving. Like the Trieste was a bathyscaphe, and it went to the bottom of the Marianas Trench at the Challenger Deep. And I was thinking, it's like, I want an underwater exploration game where instead of flashy submarines or scuba suits, you control slow moving, lumbering, deep sea diving, basically underwater blimps. And I was like, I'm going to do that one of these days. And I still might, because it's kind of a funny idea, and it might even be mildly educational if I do it right. But the other idea I came up with was kind of a build-off of the Cosmic Ocean idea, where it was a space exploration game, but it would use realistic near-term, and even some kind of far-term space propulsion systems. So basically you could have a ship that either uses a photon sail, like a light sail, antimatter beam core, or a photon thruster, things like that. And you could explore the solar system, or you can go to other like nearby stars, and each one would be based off an actual star system. And when you get there, you can, or even like, if you go to any solid body, you would have the option to land and explore the environment. I might toss in procedural generated surfaces for some, because that would be easy to do. It wouldn't be difficult to do, but I don't know if it'd be easy. I've kind of been experimenting with procedural generation for Go Outside Simulator for like a test level, so we'll see how that works. But either way, you'd be able to explore them. However, the gimmick with this one would be the space would be absolutely gigantic, and there wouldn't be time warp. So going about the solar system wouldn't be that big of a deal. It would probably take only a few minutes to get places, but I want to make it so if you go to other star systems, it would literally take hours of real time to get there. And people might think that sounds stupid and boring, but that's the point. Oh, I saw that. That's the point. It's like, in real life, going to another star system, having time warp kind of gets rid of the feeling of accomplishment. It's like, oh, you just click time warp and you get there in a few minutes, and boom, you're done. It's like, I want something where it's like, if you go to another star system, you have to plan in advance, and you have to put aside the time to do it. I want it to be like, when you get there, and I'm also just gonna, like, it isn't guaranteed. You have to maintain and watch what you're doing, because if you screw up, you have to start over. Like, I want it to be kind of like a house of cards, where it's like, when you build the house of cards, it feels great. When it screws up, you physically feel pain. That's what I want to do. So I was thinking about that, of making a game where you can explore local star. I'd say maybe I might put Captain Star as like the furthest out at 13 light years. Like they wouldn't be like ultra far away. I might add more later. I don't know. I haven't really planned it out fully, but basically it would be like you can go to various star systems, and I'd do some creative liberties with the planets there, unless the one you're going to has real ones. Like Alpha Centauri, of course, I'd have Proxima B. But I want it to be a kind of thing where if you fly there, you have to do the time, and it'll like you can't cheat. It would suck. But then when you get there and you can explore, it would feel great because you've accomplished this. You put in the time and the hours, and you did it. So I'm probably actually gonna do that one first, because the more I plan it out, the more I enjoy the idea. Because again, the hilarious gimmick of just it literally taking hours to get places. But also it would give me an opportunity to experiment with some other things. For example, the procedural generation. I could play around with that. Terrestrial, all right. I could experiment with all sorts of things. I could have creatures you could find. They wouldn't be procedural, mind you. I'd make them manually. But I don't know about that yet. I've only just recently started working on rigging and modeling creatures and animating them in Unity, so that's still a ways off. Abiogenics. So these are two separate Genesises in the same system. Interesting. But either way, if I do that, it'll be really great. At least I'll think it's great. It'll be funny. So it's I don't know yet. I might do that. I might do the Battlescape Simulator first. However, I kind of really want to do the space one first, because in some ways it would be easier to do because I already know how to do a lot of the stuff. Like going to a planet and then having the option to land is actually very easy to cheat. Because like it wouldn't be like it wouldn't be like No Man's Sky where 1-to-1 scale you can land. It would probably be more like a menu pops up and you click it and then it loads up a new scene where you can land and do stuff. Because that's much easier to do and takes up far less processing power. So again, it would visually and stylistically not be like No Man's Sky or Orbiter or KSB. It might be similar to a Long Journey Home or whatever it's called, that one game where you're a starship and you get thrown off course. It might be similar to that, but not like that in the control scheme. I don't know. I have it kind of thought up in my head. I'll have to plan it out some more, but yeah, that's what I've been working on. 22 minutes, that's it for now. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and space.